Welcome to step 2 of the Quintessential Quilters Mystery Quilt. I'm Terry Tope and I'm your host tonight. We are going to do a little stitching finally. I hope we've got all the cutting done and you're ready to sit down and do step 2. We've emailed you the directions, so you should have those here shortly. What you're going to do, the pieces that you're going to need for this step are the 5 1/4 inch squares. Make sure you measure these and pick up the right one because there's a lot of different sizes of these background colors. So this is 5 1/4 squares and your 2 sets of 2 7/8 inch squares. I've got my both colorway. I have a red and green set for colorway. Okay. You are going to take your 2 7/8 and to make this a little simpler, I just drew the stitching line or the marking line down the center of each one of the squares, both colorways, okay? Because the next step is we're going to take our background fabrics right side up. We are going to lay our 2 7/8 inch pieces, and I'm going to stick a couple of pins in these so that I can hold it up and you can see. One sec. This is a really interesting way she has us to complete this portion of our mystery. So I pinned those down, but you can see I have placed one on one corner, one on the other corner, with an overlap in the center. That overlap is about 1/4 inch, and it's supposed to be there. Okay, so don't be concerned about that overlap. Your next step is you are going to take on your sewing machine with your 1/4 inch foot, and you are going to stitch on either side 1/4 inch out from that drawn line on either side. And I'm going to turn it to the back so that you can see the stitching lines. I used a gray thread. I probably should have used a darker thread so that you can see it for this demo, but you get the idea. We're going to stitch on either side. Then we're going to take the rotary cutter and we're going to cut off on the marked line. Okay, we're going to cut them right down the center with your rotary cutter. You're then going to press those little diamonds or little triangles up to the top of this strange now looking fox looking square. You can see I pressed that to the little triangles. Okay. Then we are going to take our previously marked alternate color of 2 7/8 inch squares. We are going to lay it as if it were our little fox's nose. Right there. Okay. We're going to have that drawn line on there. This one doesn't have the drawn line, but the drawn line will be on there. Here you go. This one has the drawn line. My apologies. So there's the drawn line. And we are going to stitch down either side of that drawn line again. And I have a sample of that. Looks like this. Turn that around. You're going to take your rotary cutter and cut off on that straight line. And lo and behold, you get the cutest little flying geese blocks. You get 2 of them out of this piece. And you'll notice that they're alternate. I have red on one side and green on the other, and it rotates the other direction. So to get them in the right order, you're going to sew 2 sets of 2 of these together in coordinating color so that they look like this. Okay, so we've got reds on one side, greens on the other. You'll have your color number 1 or color number 2 on either side of your background pieces. And that, my dears, is step number 2. Have a great evening. Bye.